What's going on, NBA fanatics? This is your friendly neighborhood Memphis Grizzly homer, Memphis X, and I talk hoops. Today, we are talking about the sizzling summer of Santi Aldama. But first, every hero needs their theme music.
KeyAno.
Grizz gang, go hard. Baddest in the game, we be on one. I talk hoops, so secure. All up on the court, but we gon' score. Memphis bringing heat, straight from Tennessee. Demarest back and let's go.
Going into Summer League, I had simple goals for most of the players. But for Santi Aldama, I had the simplest of goals for Santi Aldama. I just wanted to see him make some damn shots. Every time Santi played with the big guys in the NBA, it seemed like he couldn't make his shots. He couldn't get his open shots to fall. Now, he did better in the G League, where he was pretty damn good at actually in the G League. It quietly is kept, even though most NBA fans don't pay attention to the G League or what's going on in the G League. But he was pretty decent, quietly as kept. Now, last Summer League, he was terrible. In the NBA, he couldn't make shots. So I wanted to see him make some shots in Summer League. And boy, make some shots he did. Santi Aldama had a really, really fantastic Summer League. As far as for a number, we gotta remember, Santi Aldama was the 30th pick in the first round. He was from a mid-major school. He had a rough start to his rookie season, especially in Summer League. And so expectations probably were at an all-time low. I mean, I was thinking, honestly, after last season that probably, if he makes it through his rookie contract without getting cut, it would be a bonus or a gift from Grizz management just to keep them from saving face on a draft pick they made. Now, so obviously I went into this Summer League not very high on Santi Aldama, not very high on his future prospects in the NBA, but we have to remember the great thing about the NBA draft, and young prospects is if you have talent and you put in work, your career is up to you. And you can tell, even in the first games, well, can we be honest? If you guys can remember, Santi Aldama's first shot in Summer League in Salt Lake City was an airball three-pointer. And I know every Grizz fan that was watching that was like, oh, my God, here we go again. Can this dude even hit a shot? So we went from that, and he started actually making shots. Now, he played 2 games in Salt Lake City. He shot 57.9% from the field, 42.9% from three-point line, and 66.7% from the free throw line. He had 13.5 points per game, 5.5 rebounds, 1.5 assists, and he had a lot of turnovers, 4 turnovers per game. But you got to remember, they weren't playing really with a point guard at this point. And Santi Aldama's mission for this summer was not ball handling or creating off the dribble. It was just to make shots, and he did that. He was cutting. He was playing off ball. Zaire Williams was finding him in good spots. So he was actually getting in position to take shots that he can make. And to me, that was a win in Salt Lake City. Now, if you remember, even though he was making shots in Salt Lake City, he really wasn't playing well. It didn't look good. Like, if you see somebody that's in a non-NBA environment, and you can just tell that some of the things that they're doing, even if it's going well, like you see this with a lot of college players, with guys that they like. What's the guy with the porn mustache from Gonzaga? It looks like, they're being real successful at the level they're playing with, but none of the stuff that they're doing is going to translate to the NBA well, especially for their position and their size and their proposed role in the NBA. So that's what Santi Aldama looked like in Salt Lake City. He looked like a guy that was finally making shots, but he really wasn't playing all that well. And then Vegas happened. In Vegas, Santi Aldama stepped it up to 16.8 points per game. He played 4 games in Vegas. He shot 57.1% from the field, 38.5% from the three-point line on 3.3 attempts per game. He still shot 66.7% from the free throw line, 7.8 rebounds, 1.3 assists, and only 1.3 turnovers, and 1.5 steals with 1.8 blocks. He had an all-around showing in the Vegas Summer League and ended up being second team all summer or whatever the league is. He was second team all Vegas. We'll say that, all Vegas Summer League or whatever it's called. So obviously Santi Aldama had a pretty good showing in Vegas. And he actually looked like an NBA player in Vegas, probably for the first time since I've been watching him play in the NBA. Now, when he got drafted by the Grizzlies, I knew nothing about him. He wasn't even on my draft radar, and I'm somebody who follows the draft, but he wasn't on my draft radar as a first rounder. So immediately I went and looked at some of his stuff, especially his stuff at on the international level. And you can see on the international level, he played with a confidence and a flair that we just never really got to see in the NBA from the Summer League, his first Summer League last year, throughout the NBA season. Even in the G League, he didn't have that confidence. And it finally seemed in Vegas that he started to get that confidence back and started playing with a little swagger, a little of that, a little bop in his walk, in Vegas. And it was good to see. And it finally looked like Santi Aldama had a place in the NBA. Now, his defense is not good, but I'm not one of those people in the NBA that feel that everybody's got to be a good defensive player. If you look at players like Davis Bertans in the NBA, which is similar to a role that Santi can have in the NBA, he doesn't play good defense. But can you offer anything of value on defense? And Santi can offer some weak side rim protection. He can't get in front of people. He is big. He's not the quickest of feet. He's not the most physical. He's in the Z category of he needs to still get in the weight room. He has a lot of work to do in the weight room and getting stronger. But you can finally see the talent of Santi Aldama start to shine through. And to me, that is very exciting because I declared last year after the Summer League, if the Grizzlies can turn him into any kind of rotation player, anybody that gets consistent minutes, and to me, that the bar is not high. I consider John Conchar from last year to be a consistent rotation player. He was getting DNPs last year, but it's somebody on that level. If they can turn Santi Aldama as the 30th pick as somebody that can get minutes, especially on the Grizzlies, which is a good team, then you have to be excited about the draft prospects at somebody at number 30. Like I said, everybody is not going to be a Desmond Bane. Desmond Bane is the ultimate outlier to get somebody that good at 30th in the draft. But Santi Aldama becoming a rotation player, having the semblance of being that great value Jaren that we're looking for, that player that can come off the bench and do some of the things that Jaren Jackson does. He can shoot the ball, spread the floor. He can dribble a little bit. He can pass pretty decently, and he can provide some sort of rim protection in the end. If we can get that out of Santi Aldama for 10 minutes a night, in the NBA, that is a victory for the Grizzlies and their scouting and their drafting. I mean, if you can get 10 minutes a night out of Santi Aldama on a good team, that's a victory. Like I said, everybody's not going to be Desmond Bane. You can't expect everybody to be some kind of two-way superstar that's going to come in, score points, play good defense, and advance the ball and do all this other stuff. Some players are going to still be specialty players. And if Santi Aldama can at least sit outside the three-point line and make open shots when they come to him, when he gets the ball kicked to him, to me, that is a win-win for the Grizzlies. So, Santi Aldama, he had a sizzling summer league. To me, he is one of the brightest spots for the Memphis Grizzlies as far as this summer is concerned. I mean, I liked what Zaire did. X, of course, was pretty, up and down. But Santi Aldama showed some promise, and he gave Grizz fans, for me, the ones that were paying attention anyway to the summer league, something to look forward to, and he gave himself something to build upon in the summer league to hopefully point himself towards some playing time, especially with Jaren Jackson out. He has a pathway to some kind of playing time, and in the NBA, when you have an opportunity, you have to take advantage of that opportunity. So here's to hoping that Santi Aldama, because it's taking this summer seriously or taking the rest of this offseason seriously as far as improving his game, improving his body and all that, because you can tell from what happened in Vegas, at least, that he did take this past year and this offseason between the NBA season and the summer league, he took that seriously enough to improve his game and to be able to make a significant impact, at least on the summer league level. So hopefully we get some more improvement from him. Tell me what you thought of Santi Aldama's summer league performance this year. Were you surprised, shocked, very happy